Hello, I'm James, and this is another tutorial Toby practice model 250901, which is this Rich Pen $ pen. For context, a lot of the dimensions I'm going to be using in this are things you wouldn't use off your first try, just because they require a lot more inference in the calculations you're doing, and you can't find them directly from the drawing, especially when it comes to extruding the shaft of the pen. But nonetheless, we'll get straight into it in 3, 2, 1, go. So we're going to start off with, instead of curves, we're going to be using simply just circles. Then we're going to have this dividing part, and we can use that for the S. And we'll mirror them. I have mirror shortcutted to Alt-X, put them tangent, and then we can extrude. Extrude symmetric. And then we'll get rid of those two parts there. Then get to our shaft. Extrude that two directions, so 60.5 this way, 85.5. Like I said, that's the one that doesn't make a lot of sense if you are just looking at the drawing. Use these two edges. And lastly, fill it. And that's it. 87.688. Done in a minute and 7 seconds. Like I said there, so we can see, just going back on a bit of it. So we have defined this with the circle geometry here, and then having this line limit allows us to take out these two sections for our extrude. The symmetric extrude isn't necessary, but it makes it slightly easier for centering this hex hole here, because you center that on the origin simply. And then this extrude 60.5 and 85.5 aren't easy things to derive from the drawing itself. So that's probably something you wouldn't do in a first run of this. And then a lot of this profile you would do quite similarly in a first run. Noting again that in Onshape you can put the line in, and then instead of having to dimension it after, you just type it straight in or press enter. And then also having that line, so we can dimension this angle here, and then just revolving it. You can fill up this in the sketch. I prefer not to, because it's just easier to do it at the end. And there we have it.